Man Visible and Invisible by C.W. Leadbeater. Chapter 2. The Planes of Nature. The first point, which must be clearly comprehended, is the wonderful complexity of the world around us. The fact that it includes enormously more than comes within the range of ordinary vision. We are all aware that matter exists in different conditions, and that it may be made to change its conditions by variation of pressure and temperature. We have the three well-known states of matter: the solid, the liquid, and the gaseous, and it is the theory of science that all substances can, under proper variation of temperature and pressure, exist in all these conditions. Occult chemistry shows us another and higher condition than the gaseous, into which also all substances known to us can be translated or transmuted, and to that condition we have given the name etheric. We may have, for example, hydrogen in an etheric condition instead of as a gas. We may have gold or silver or any other element either in a solid, a liquid, or a gas, and in this other higher state, which we call etheric. In ordinary science, we speak of an atom of oxygen, an atom of hydrogen, an atom of any of the substances which chemists call elements, the theory being that it is an element which cannot be further reduced, and that each of these elements has its atom. And an atom, as we see from the Greek derivation of the word, means that which cannot be cut or further subdivided. Occult science has always taught that all these so-called elements are not, in the true sense of the word, elements at all. That what we call an atom of oxygen or hydrogen can, under certain circumstances, be broken up. By repeating this breaking up process, it is found that there is one substance at the back of all substances, and different combinations of its ultimate units gives us what in chemistry are called atoms of oxygen or hydrogen, gold or silver, lithium or platinum, etc. When these are all broken up, we get back to the units which are all identical, except that some of them are positive and some of them are negative. The study of these units and of the possibilities of their combination is in itself one of the most enthralling interests. Even these, however, are found to be units only from the point of view of our physical plane. That is to say, there are methods by which even they can be subdivided. But when they are so broken up, they give us matter belonging to a different realm of nature. Yet this higher matter also is not simple but complex, and we find that it exists in a series of states of its own, corresponding very fairly to the states of physical matter which we call solid, liquid, gaseous, or etheric. Again, by carrying on our process of subdivision far enough, we reach another unit, the unit of that realm of nature to which occultists have given the name of the astral world. Then the whole process may be repeated for further subdivision of that astral unit, and we find ourselves dealing with still higher and more refined world, though a world which is still material. Once again, we find matter existing in definitely marked conditions, corresponding at a much higher level to the states with which we are familiar. And the result of our investigations brings us once again to a unit, the unit of this third great realm of nature, which in Theosophy we call the mental world. So far as we know, there is no limit to the possibility of subdivision. But there is a very distinct limit to our capability of observing it. However, we can see enough to be certain of the existence of a considerable number of these different realms, each of which is in one sense a world in itself, though in another and wider sense all are parts of one stupendous whole. In our literature, these different realms of nature are frequently spoken of as planes, because in our study it's sometimes convenient to image them as one above another, according to the different degrees of density of the matter of which they are composed. It will be seen in the accompanying diagram, Plate 2, that they are drawn in this way, but it must be very carefully borne in mind that this arrangement is merely adopted for convenience and as a symbol, and that it in no way represents the actual relations of these various planes. They must not be imagined as lying one above another, like the shelves of a bookcase, but rather as filling the same space, interpenetrating one another. It's a fact well known to science that even in the hardest substances, no two atoms ever touch one another. Always, each atom has its field of action and vibration, and every molecule in turn has a larger field, and that there is always space between them under any possible circumstances. Every physical atom is floating in an astral sea, a sea of astral matter, which surrounds it and fills every interstice in this physical plane. The mental matter, in its turn, interpenetrates the astral in precisely the same matter, so that all these different realms of nature are not in any way separated in space, but are all existing all around us and about us, here and now, so that to see them and to investigate them it's not necessary for us to make any movement in space, but only to open within ourselves the senses by means of which they can be perceived.